Welcome to Learning Power BI. Let us understand how to append multiple Excel files. The flow of learning will be 1. Different ways to append multiple files of same format. 2. Demo of both the methods. 3. Formatting the appended report for clear reading of data. And 4. How to create interactive dashboard and visuals. So let us first understand how to import Excel file or entire folder with all such Excel files. Click on Get Data for common data sources, then on Excel Workbook for importing single Excel file. Alternatively, select More option at the bottom and select option Folder to import an entire folder of Excel files with exactly same first row. Select the data folder after selecting Browse button, or paste the source link with folder name here to import. As we see here, this folder contains month-wise data files for gross sales from January to December. Once the data is imported, a window with file attributes pops up with file-related information like name, source, type, etc. After data files or folder is selected, a window pop-up is seen showing the file attributes like file name, type, location, etc. Before loading of data, we need to first format the data fields. To look at data and format it, select Transform Data option. Since we want to expand the content, select the double down arrow at the end of Content tab to drill down for data. Since we have already created a table of the data in Sheet 1, we see two options: Worksheet 1 and table named Financials. As the data is loaded, we see first column as the source file name. Here all the files that we imported by selecting a folder directly can be seen. On the right, all the column headers are available in the top row of the file, like segment, product, and discount band. We must then check that the column headings are correctly classified as text or date or number format, like segment as type text, units sold as type number. This can be done by selecting options on the left of each column heading. Let us classify the units sold as type whole number. While doing so, select Add New Step on the prompt to maintain the trail of the steps. Likewise, classify profit as whole number and date as short date in date, month and year format. Now click on Home tab followed by option Close and Load. After some processing, the data is fully loaded in Power BI. Now, to see the data, select option Table View from the left pane. Thereafter, we can see the data table on the right pane of the screen with all column headers listed under it. Let us rename the data table created with option 1 using Import Folder method for our reference. We will now see how to import Excel file one by one and combine all using Append feature. To import, select More option under Get Data tab for full list to show up. Choose Path to the relevant folder. We see month-wise Excel files. Year 1.xls represents January and likewise. Again, we see a table already created in the file and Worksheet 1. Creating a table is not mandatory. Select any option and then choose Open followed by Load. We will import one more file for February. Formatting of the column headers can be done after we append to save repetitive steps. Now that we have imported files one by one, select Transform Data option to append the same. Now that we have imported files one by one, select Transform Data option to append the same. We can locate Append feature under Home tab on the right side. Select Append as New to retain the original data and create new data table, which is combined result of selected tables. Click OK to load the result. It can be seen under column file name that all three data tables have been appended for January, February, and March. Always, once the data is loaded, we should first check the header type identified as text, number, or date for columns in the data table. Now click and load. After some processing for combining separate tables into one, the loading will be completed. Let us rename the data table created with option to using import Excel file one by one method for our reference. Power BI can simplify working by creating a dashboard. So, let's create a simple visual first, which shows all the columns that are there in the data table. Select the list view icon from the visualization pane. Any visual can be resized by selecting the lines at the border of the visual. The data pane lists the tables created in Power BI, and under each table there is list of columns available under each data table. Add the columns of preference. In this case, let's take month's name and gross sales. To show numbers in comma style, we need to format the same in the table view by selecting comma and decimals as 0 or as required. Other columns with numbers should also be formatted in comma style for better reading view. Like here, we have discounts, profit, cost of goods sold, etc. There are many options to format the date type. We can choose the relevant format that suits our reading style. After formatting, select Report View to go back to the visual. As a beginner, let's learn simple ways of sorting. Here, since the months are sorted alphabetically, we add a month number column. This was his number type format, hence, we select option Don't Summarize. Clicking header row in visual will sort data in ascending or descending order if clicked again. Let us create one more visual in matrix view type. This visual is available on the immediate right of the list visual icon. Add the month number field to columns here for monthly columnar view. The amounts which are to be analyzed is dragged under values option. Here, adding country field under column option allows to analyze the gross sales as how much country-wise sales were made during each month. We can transpose the view by interchanging the fields between columns and rows. Now, we have month-wise sales across different countries. Let us create a copy of this visual to create another visual to analyze product-wise sales across various countries. The copied visual is usually pasted over the same visual, and hence, click any area on the new visual and drag it on the page at desired place. And substituting months under rows option with product field. Now we'll learn to create a cluster column chart. Identify the icon as seen here. Data field by which we want to summarize the amounts on the x-axis, like here product. Next, the amounts which are to be summarized are mentioned under y-axis, like here sales. Additionally, adding country to x-axis will show sales for each product as country-wise. Here, under the rows option under the visualization pane, the fields on top represent the outermost group view of the chart. Let us now create a copy of this cluster chart visual to view product and country-wise sales made during the period. Remove the earlier selected field under rows option and insert month under rows. If we want to highlight within the data summarized, it can be done using legend option. Click on icon with square box with the arrow moving upward from left to right. In this visual, we can see, for month to that is February, product Willow has sales of 9.86 lakhs units. If we want to add data labels, select Format Your Visual option and then switch on the Data Label button at the bottom of the pane. Again click on Focus Mode icon, and we see that data labels are shown for each column bar. Let us now use Slicer Visual to filter the entire dashboard at single click. To modify the format, from range of number of months to show a list of all months, select Format Visual. Then under Style options, select List or Tile option. When month 1, January, is selected, all the visuals in current page will filter to data for January. Multiple months can be selected using Ctrl plus click action on respective months. To remove all the filter, first click on any one line item and then again click on the same line item. With the basic principles in hand, thanks to this guide, you're all set to begin merging files in Power BI.